Alright, diving straight into this, we're gonna go straight to the next round. And the next round we have ourselves a boss named Yujiko. Which will be easy enough. We already know what she's like, so that'd be fine. So, we're starting this whole thing off with a lot of money, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and go this way so that we can go to the money place next. It'll be very useful, don't you know? Alright, sick girl, let's see how well we do this. How will we do this? Because I'm starting off with time magic. So time magic gives us these cards. Now, this is interesting. This is so interesting thing about this. I think. Okay, I know this isn't a Rainbow exclusive. Actually, it is Rainbow exclusive. It says right at our top. So you don't need unique. Yeah, these are unique cards from the other characters. Huh. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Well, that'll be interesting. Alright, so what do we want to do here? I think I want to do the Yin Yang Orb. Because Yin Yang Orb is only going to cost 1 mana, and for 1 mana, we'll add a Yin Yang Orb at the start of the hand, each turn. That'll be pretty useful. Alright, so this will add a knife in hand as well. Yeah, you know what? We'll just do more damage to her. Yeah, that's gonna be helpful. Yeah, I'm already paying dividends with the time magic card. Like, I'm already finding use of it. Alright, so let's see. 10 from drowning and 16 from her. We're gonna use this. This is not free, so I need to actually think of what I'm gonna use here. We'll use this one because it'll give us more block, do damage, and give time pulse. That'll be fine. That'll be fine, because it blocks all the damage and I still have my barrier. Fantastic. Okay. We'll do this to get more defense here. Let me think here. Let's see, 5, 12, 17, 16, 22. I may have done this the wrong way, but I just don't want to take damage. That might have been used for waste for a spell card, but I'm not complaining about that one. Alright, so let's see. 15 block, 11 block, or Trumpet Solo. Trumpet Solo is pretty fun. Trumpet Solo is pretty useful. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Junko. Really? Junko? I'm not gonna fight you for a 3rd time, am I? I'm already getting tired of fighting you. Alright, let me think here. I don't have anything that costs more than 2 blue. In fact, I don't even have much that costs 1 blue. So I think I'm going to go ahead and accept one of these to change one of the blue ones into 2 colorless. So look at that! We got 2 colorless anyway! Go freaking figure! I don't know. A part of me feels like we got cheated here. I feel like a part of us just got it's like, it's a congratulations, you played yourself kind of situations. I don't know. I don't know. I think we got played by ourselves here. Ooh. Oh, you're tempting me. Oh, this is a tough decision here. Okay, what are you doing? 14 damage. No, I gotta use this one. Because it's just too good a card here. So, Fires of Hokai. This costs a blue, a purple, and a red. So, Marissa needs to have a blue Or... oh, geez. I don't think anybody else can get it. Not with them, like, needing to get 2 different mana cards. Yeah, Cyrano would have... not Cyrano. Marissa would have to get a blue mana exhibit from the first turn, from the first act. Otherwise, everyone has to take 2 acts to get 2 random mana. Like, Raymond would need a black and blue, Sakuya needs a black and red, Koishi would need a blue and red. Oh. Jeez, that's actually... huh. Interesting that we have a card that only Marissa can find, if she can find it. These cards are a bit hard. These tricolor ones are really hard to find. So, good luck with when you're trying to find them. But Fires of Hokai is a really good one. A start of Sakuya's turn, add a skill, it costs only 1 mana. Upgraded, typically costs 1. Trigger it once. So when it's upgraded, you get to trigger it right away. But since it's not, we just gotta wait till next turn to use it. So, oh well. Alright, so we use this to gain block, and... well, you know what? Let's see if we can do it again. You know what? Sure. Let's do Super Speed Flyer. And then do this one here to add another knife, and that's fine. Alright, let's see. Our first skill, Memories of the Divine Age. Draw 3 cards. Cards drawn this way, temporary cost, 1 mana less. Which, this is a pretty good set of cards to get. Sure. Sure, because I want to see this one used as well. We'll get more block. Get more block this way, sure. Yeah, he's actually do some damage here, so let's actually do this. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah, this is another... so, this is something else that happens a lot with Sakuya. She tends to find ways to get cards and overstuff her hand full. That can happen to everyone, sure, but it always feels like with Sakuya, it happens a lot more than it should. Discard 2, because we do that, and do that. So, that card we just used, that just kind of is gone from existence. Private Vision. Discard a card, gain a graze. When upgraded, gain a graze, and gain 6 reflection. Reflection being damage you bounce back to the enemy. So, another case that is of Sakuya using her cards. Discard a card. If you discard a throwing knife, it's used. If it leaves the hand at all, it's used. That includes discarding it. What's good about that, then, is that if it's discarded, it comes in the discard pile, and it can be shuffled into the deck and drawn again. So, again, a part of Sakuya's gimmick is to shuffle the cards, keep using them, and just do more damage overlapping. And not just do 1 damage, like 1 big lump sum of damage in 1 turn. So, yeah, it's pretty useful, but a little tricky. Anyway, Clock Corpse. You cost 5 mana. End Sakuya's turn, take an extra turn. Cards can't be drawn outside of the drawn step during that extra turn. Well, if we're going to get an extra turn, you know what? We're not going to see it. It's if I do find a way to get a time extra turn card, it'll be too soon. Let's see. Draw 4 cards, gain 4 life. Draw 16 cards, draw a card. When into the hand, it costs 1 less as combat. Or 14 block, 14 reflection. More draw options sounds like a fun idea. We'll do that instead. Alright, let's go shopping with our almost 500 bun savings here. Oh. Gain 3 top power. You know what? That's a pretty good one to get there. Let's see. Whenever 5 cards are played, gain 1 yellow mana. White. Sorry, white. And then this one, perform all synergy cards. Okay, so this is an interesting exhibit here. So, perform all synergy effects of cards in addition time. So, I think with this kind of card, I think it means something like this one. And I don't really have, I only have the one. But it'd be nice to repeat that one again. The thing about it is that you don't get cards like these very often. Cards that take extra mana for synergy to activate. So it's almost not, I wouldn't say a worthless. I don't want to say it's a worthless exhibit because it has uses. I mean, if I were to able to repeat this effect again, that'd be great. But you would need to rely on using these kind of cards like more than once. And there's no guarantee you're going to draw it in the first place. So as much as I really want to try this out one day with cards I have that I use as synergy, it's just a little too tough to use it. Anyway, let's upgrade. Let's upgrade you, because I hate the fact that I have to exile you, so I don't want to do that. Look at that cocky face of hers. We're gonna take that cocky face all the way to the end. Why not? Why not? Let's see. Having a chance to weaken somebody is pretty good. There's really not much else I can want to spend my money on. I think we're good. Are you sure you don't need anything? I'm sure. I don't need to spend all my money in one place, despite what many people might want to say, you know? Alright, so let's see here. You want the camera or you want the T? I got plenty of block cards now, and I don't think I'm going to be go into the gap to drink tea as often, so you go ahead and have the tea set. Also, I just realized Sakuya just gave away a tea set. It's not her tea set, so it's fine. But I just found that funny. That's just a funny concept there. Oh, okay, so it's you two. Well, let's have some fun here. Let's see. Cost 0, so this is free. Well, this is a free meditation here, so we'll just do this here. Let's do this instead. Just do 15 damage for the next turn here. Then we do this. Just do 15 damage to you. You're gonna be the problem here, so we gotta get rid of you first. Yeah, temporary firepower helps. That temporary firepower from the beer really helps out. But this yokai is going to be a problem here. Well, let's see what time magic does. This would be nice. Just to do some more damage anyway. We need some barrier as well. Let's do weak, sure. Yeah, the Fox yokai is still kind of annoying because you only allow us to play 3 cards every turn. So she's already a pain in the butt. But thankfully, she's doing less damage to us, so that's fine. I can only play 3 cards, but I'll still grab this, and I'll use this. That'd be fine. That'll be fine. Ah, oh, geez, weak. I don't love anything about this. Stop it. Yeah, still gotta avoid taking damage. This way we can add a knife in the hand at least. Yeah, again, this is the problem with Sakuya, as I was saying the last time. Like, she can do a lot of damage, but it's not like single burst, single damage. It's like you have to like plan around her cards. I really don't have an easy way to do this. What if I do this? If I do 10 damage? Nothing special. If I do this though, I can draw that card that gives weak next turn. 2 damage is whatever, but I can do weak. Well, hold on. No, we gotta do damage here. This will be resolved anyway. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink with the cards you have in your hand. I do like this card though. Wandering Heaven's a pretty fun one. Especially if you have cards like the knives that, you know, need to be upgraded anyway. So that'd be nice. Hey, Ringo! Kappa's drones. Yeah, and they're annoying. A knockoff for a patent in Lunar Capital. Really? Interesting. So, this is an interesting one. Copyright disputes. Gee, I wonder if that's gonna be relevant. Alright, so, Ringo effect is pretty interesting. So, if you ask to help her, you get an EMP device, which does 12 damage. If it attacks a drone, it's disabled for 2 turns. If you refuse to help her, you gain some tool cards, but you'll get frail, this misfortune, which is annoying. Or just walk away. Which is interesting to me. Which is interesting that there are 2 options to walk away, but one gives you misfortune. I don't know. Either way, we're still going to run into those drones anyway, and if I'm running into the red one, that's a problem. I would like to have a card that can help me out with that. What's an intellectual property? All I know is that those drones are annoying. So we get a new tool card, which will be pretty useful against the drones, if we run into any more. I'm sure we will, but just saying, it's an if. Alright, so, more cards to choose from. What is this one? Whenever a throwing knife is played, add a random attack card to the hand. It costs 0, and has 0, add 1 to the hand. So this is an interesting card. When not upgraded, it costs 5. Upgraded, it costs 4. But when a throwing knife is played, meaning you have to play it by using the mana. So it's only if you use the throwing knife in hand that it actually becomes useful, because you get more attack cards. This is actually not a bad card, but a little difficult to use around. I'm still going to try it anyway, because I'm curious on how well I can get away with this here. I'm really curious on how well we can get away with this here. Also now, because we're getting colorless mana, we get cards that use colorless mana, which includes this one, Disintegrating Winds. 20 damage to each enemy. For each gray mana spent, deal 5 more damage. If it's upgraded, it does 10 damage twice. Which I guess that means it does 15 damage per mana? I'm not sure about that one. Like, the colors cards are neat, they're interesting, but some of them are pretty weird to use. Like, they are really weird to use. I do want you upgraded. I want Radiance. Radiance is going to help get through some of these. battles. Because mana is very hard to come by, especially if you use it all in one turn. Alright, so what do we got here? 21 damage. Well, let's use block first. Use this and see what we get here. Let's see. You know what? If we do it this way, we'll get rid of the 2 spirits right away. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, do more damage to her anyway, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Another reason that the beer is so good. Like, I haven't talked about it very much, but beer, with having temporary firepower at the start of the match, it's actually pretty solid. Wow, there's no way to block this. Well, with this I can actually choose which card to upgrade, which it will be that one. Which I'll use this here, and I'll use that there. I'm gonna take damage anyway, but this is... That's gonna hurt. We'll be fine now. We'll be fine. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. So let's see. Keep 4 mana, sure. Use that. We get some more block. That's fine. Time Pulse really does help in a situation like this. If you're trying to get rid of the weaker enemies and you just can't deal with them like all the way through, Time Pulse will help with this here. Alright, let's see here. Oh wow, there's a lot going on here. I think you're the only one that's useful here. I think you're the only one that's useful here. Yeah, let's do this. This is going to be an interesting turn here. I'm curious how we're gonna go, how far we're gonna go with this here. Ooh, vulnerability. I think I will take that. Give it a vulnerability to do more damage. Let's see. If we do this, we'll gain rainbow mana, which is fine. I still need to block the damage. I know it's only 1 damage, but I don't want to take it. You know what? She has vulnerability now. Let's just do this. Put more damage on her. There we go. Just keep doing that. 18 Time Pulse, which will help us finish off at least. I think he'll help us finish her off once we get to that point. Meditation. You, because I like to have an upgrade card as well. No, Very Nice is enough. Because vulnerability is still a really good effect to put on the opponent. Like, vulnerability really helps some of these cards. Ooh. Hold on. Let me get a card real quick. Let me just make sure I get a card here. I don't care for any of these. I'll get you, though, at least. Oh, this is a neat one. Choose 1 card in the library, add a copy. What do I want to copy? Ooh, boy, this is interesting. Wow. What do I want a copy of? Oh, decisions. I think I want a copy of a card that costs no mana, but is still really good. I think I'm gonna do that. Because copies of rare cards really are pretty good. So meanwhile, you give the cell phone, draw 2 additional cards, or Hyoto Mask, when they play 3 attack cards, gain 5 luck. Since we just beat Kokoro, I think we can go ahead and take this. I don't think she needs the mask anymore. We'll be using it pretty well, won't we? I'm sure we will. Alright, let's go this way. We're gonna bust up by Yukari and see. Oh, Hekaria! What are you doing here? The Kaguya-chan is warm and friendly unlike other Lunarians. Let's support Kaguya-chan together! By wearing a shirt or a really large shirt. So this isn't necessarily a good option. Like, I can see the use of it if you get this like in the first act, because both shirts will give you maximum life per combat, but you gain 2 or 3 lock-on, which means 2 or 3 additional damage per that turn, and lock-on goes away 1 lock-on per turn. So as much as I kind of like the idea of having more life, more damage does not appeal me. Ugh, Kaguya-chan. Gross. Are you one of those anime guys? I shouldn't make fun of that though. I'm one of those guys. I don't know if I should admit that one. Fun times. We're having fun here. Alright, use this here. What do you do when you upgraded? 5 temporary firepower? You know what? Sure. We do that. We'll add this card to the hand. Do damage to you. And we'll be fine. Getting more temporary firepower is still pretty nice, especially if you need it on a turn that you need to use it for. Especially against a Kappa that had camouflage and you need to do more damage right away. Annoying piece of garbage. Alright, so what do we have here? Let's try you. Let's try you, because I'm curious what we can do with this here. We'll do this one. We'll add block because that's a pure, which is add more gray mana, so that's nice. Do this against block and add a card. Oh, ooh. Yes, I like this card, especially if it's going to give us a next turn. So Distant Blade is pretty nice. Tau Federal Movement isn't bad, actually. 8 Blanc and 4 cards. But you are next. This is a fun card to get. If I can get a version of this one, I'll be happy. It's 5 mana, but every time you play a throwing knife, you apply a lock-on. You end this turn, take an additional turn. That extra turn, you draw 5 extra throwing hands instead of drawing cards. Or if you upgrade it, draw 8 of them. I really want this card in the future. But since I can't afford to get it any other way, we have to do it this way. Now, here's the question. I think I need to do this to discard U3. And then we use this, and then we're going to have some real fun. So we end the turn, we use our knives, we take our extra turn, we add 5 things to the hand as well, though. Add a random card. I'm curious on how strong we can make this. So, Nice Recursions is... I don't know if I would call it a good card. Because it adds a Sharp Nexus Press, remove all exiled throwing knives, increases damage by 4. So it only just gets rid of the cards that are already exiled. So that's one thing. And when it's upgraded, it upgrades damage by 8 per removed knife. The thing about it is, you don't exile that... if you exile a lot of knives, that can be powerful, but it takes quite a bit of setup. It's still not bad, considering we can do, like, an extra 16 damage if we do it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and do this as well. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do damage to you, and then I'm gonna do this to you, and you one more time. You're left with 1 HP. Go figure. And then I'm gonna use you to add the card, so you do 64 damage for 1 mana. I'm gonna use it on the bot here. And before Gloomy Kappa does 25 damage to me, Knife, take care of her. Wow, that actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would. Funny enough. Ooh, yes, I would like to add you, because you will help me out here. Okay, let's see here. I do like this one. I do like to get the game more power for it. But I like Wandering Heaven, because Wandering Heaven upgrades all the cards instead of just one card when it's upgraded. And I will have a situation where I do want to upgrade all the cards in hand, especially if I have a bunch of knives. That'll actually be very helpful. Alright, so, Yomu. Yomu, hi, how you doing? Can I draw Baba Agra this turn? That'd be so useful right now. That'd be so useful right now. Let's see. He costs no mana, so we just draw cards. We get Baba Agra right away, so she will not be able to do lock on to us this turn, thankfully. So that helps a lot. I'm gonna block her damage. And yeah, that's a solid first turn. With the wall up, she cannot lock onto us, and she can only do so much damage. Because that's Yomu's whole gimmick. If she hits us, she does lock on. If we graze it, it doesn't affect us. But you know, she has to hit us. And she will hit us multiple times. But thankfully, with the with Baba Agra, we don't have to worry about that. So we're fine. Alright, so if we do this, we'll add weak. If we do this, we'll add more knives to the hand. Let's just shoot first, because we're going to get rid of that graze, and then we'll do more damage. Do I care to use a spell card here? No, not really, because all these knives are going to help out anyway. Yeah, that's going to be really helpful. And she only does 2 damage because that weak, so that's already pretty helpful. Alright, so let's see. Okay. Let's do a homing amulet just to do more damage. Game block, sure. Let's do more damage. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. So yeah, now we got all the ability cards used in hand at the moment. Sakuya is actually built up pretty powerful at this point. So yeah, Sakuya is actually becoming really popular at this powerful at this point. Wow. Ugh, excuse me. So let's see. What's in my card still? I think I'll do Bat Incarnation because temporary firepower is still pretty good. Alright, so next is this one. We'll do this. Pretty card there. Yeah, let's keep doing this here. Yeah, firepower just kind of makes this pretty... Like, temporary firepower is still a thing for Sakuya, thankfully. Alright, in Sakuya Chronicles, when a player plays an ability, gain 2 life. So considering I'm all about the ability cards, I think that's pretty fun. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Let's see. Sure, cost 1 mana less. Sure. Alright, let's go nuts. Let's go nuts with Yujiko here. So let's see. Meditation, get a card for free. Let's do Elegant Maid, sure. We'll gain more mana that way. We need this to get another card. So here's an interesting card to use in this case. Gives us mana. So we use this. Place up to 1 card from the 10 to the top of the draw. Gain 14 block. So we do this to put the knife there. Knife activates. We gain 16 block. Again, it's very situational. Like, a lot of Sakuya's cards are just very situational. It's really hard to get around it if you don't have the cards to go around it. So for Sakuya, like, a lot of her cards really rely on her getting the right one the right time. And I think that's what makes her one of the more complex characters to use in this game. A lot of her cards just rely on having that draw she needs to get things going. I mean, free rainbow mana, that's pretty good. Do a wall to gain less damage. We need to block here, that's fine. I don't want to deal with Grace, so I'm gonna get rid of you. The less I have to deal with Grace, the better. I may take some damage, but I have almost full health at this point, so I think I'll be fine. Especially with Yujiko being, honestly, one of the weaker bosses to fight against. Like, for an Act 2 boss, it's not really anything too impressive. Sure. We do that. We use this here. We'll do this as well, because we can discard our knives, so we don't have to use them. And gain more mana that way. And let's see. Okay, I have to point out this card here because this card's really freaking cool. 18 damage if the target has Vampire, deal 3 times as much damage. Upgrading deals 24. Honestly, I kind of just, you know, I kind of just like the idea of just doing more damage, especially to a vampire. Especially with her being in her vampire outfit. Like, it's just really neat. I guess I'm gonna do Fleeting Frenzy, because it gives me block, and I can use the next attack card for free. So, for use. Can I use this? I draw a card. Deal more damage. Sure. Yeah, sure. Of course, using a knife in hand already helps, so that's already pretty useful. Now, I just need to find that one card that lets me keep 4 mana per turn again, because that would help me out a bit. Let's use this to gain more Time Pulse, sure. Use a knife, get a random attack card, which is just Riptide, 8 damage, whatever. Whatever. I guess we'll just block. Because we don't want to just keep taking damage here. Especially when we gotta go through 200 plus HP of hers. Oh, lots of drawing. A lot of cards to draw. A lot of cards to draw. Okay. Upgrade every card in hand, sure. Yeah, let's do it this way. Because we can still attack her with 2 knives here and gain 2 free attack cards. Which includes Vampire Huntress. I approve. I approve of that anyway. It's fun. Fun times. Alright, so we draw some cards and we get some more mana here. Plus everything costs 1 less mana, so that's already helpful. Yeah, let's get more Time Pulse in hand. Because we need more Time Pulse. Oh, you know what? I should have used that defense card first and then used that other card. I didn't think of that. Oh well. Let's see. Yeah, I was just trying to go through this as I'm trying to think here. So, yeah, I'll just draw more. Yeah, let's use this on you. Another free card. Another free pulse. More knives on you. Another free card. I'm just getting all the free cards here. Wow. Oh, I wonder how far we can go with this here. Well, you're free damage, so that's fine. And this will do enough for you, so yeah. No. Don't use that, because I don't need to block, and I kind of need to save the mana. So yeah, that works out. We'll save the mana. We'll save the mana and use it for later. Well, I can still use these to get more free attack cards. More Time Pulse, more damage. Sure. Yeah, sure. Just keep using free cards. More free cards each. Just more damage. Just flat out, more damage. Never enough damage. More damage because Time Pulse is also kind of stupid. Time Pulse is kind of stupid. Oh, fun times. Oh, we're gonna have some more fun though. Old Lunar Sake. Add 1 colorless to the mana pool. When a card is exiled, play with mana, gain a mana back. So this is actually a really good one to use with Sakuya, especially with the gimmick of using her knives. Then we have Kaguya's Treasure Box. At the start of the player, gain a random mana. When acquired, 3 random exhibits. Then add Eviction Notice. Eviction Order. Which is just a random misfortune card you add in your deck. You can't get rid of it either. Removable, unplayable. And then Zener card. Add a block of mana. After the player activates her spell card, lose 1 life, draw 5 cards. Which is not bad. Oh, I'm dealing with a lot of colors mana here. Like, I would like to have colored mana. But if it's making me go this route... Because all the knives have exile on them. And I know I'm going to be having... See, I'm also going to be adding cards... Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so Dazzling Dash. Add a card to the hand. As exile and ethereal. If I throw a knife, I get a mana back. If I use that card then... Actually, it says with mana cost. Which mana was paid. Yeah, so it would work that way. I was getting ahead of myself. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry. There is this one though, because if I add a card that costs 4, reduced by 3, it'll still cost 1 mana. So yeah, there's still use to this. Like, there's a lot more use of this exhibit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add this one in hand. I have 3 colorless mana now. but I'm pretty sure I can make use of that. Especially if I finally get You Are Next, an upgraded version of it too. Add Time Magic for good measure, or Marble Phantasm, which this card is actually pretty fun. 1 of 3 random cards with a total cards of X plus 1, temporarily cost 0. So this one costs 1 yellow mana flat out, but you can make it cost up to 5, and you can start using cards that cost 5 cards, or 5 mana. Or just spend 3 mana and get 3 random cards that cost 3 mana. They can be common, uncommon, or rare cards. When upgraded, it goes from 1 to 5 cards. I really like this one, but I'm sorry. Your Next is the only choice. It's the only choice. It's the only choice I have here. Alright, so with all this in mind, I don't think I actually need this anymore. Because all of my cards are pretty darn useful already. So yeah, that worked out pretty well. That was actually a pretty good act. But can she keep this up for the next act? We're gonna find out. So, with that said, this is Kabatu. And until we catch the culprit, whoever it is. Again, whoever it is, yes. Goodbye to you. Laters.